super. You both do terrific work for the community. I really appreciate all you're doing. And anything you want to add that I just need before we wrap it up here?
That we are your paper of record for the peninsula. You guys just pick us up. We're always open to story ideas. If something's happening, let us know. Visit our website, www.pvnews.com, and yeah.
Okay, and also that means too for the community calendar that you also put together, right?
Yeah, if something's happening, let me know.
Absolutely.
All right, well, enjoy your holiday season, and we'll have you back here at Peninsula Perspectives in 2010.
Great.
All right. Now, there's more ahead here. As I mentioned earlier, we have another dynamic duo from the PV News, Pat and Frank Brown, with the Society page. Stay tuned.
Yes, ready.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Hi there, I'm Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It seems like everyone has an energy plan these days, so it can get a little confusing, but I have an easy way you can make a big difference. Try a reusable bag. If we all used one of these, it would save 12 million barrels of oil each year. Now that's an energy plan.
Brought to you by the California Integrated Waste Management Board, the Environmental Media Association, and Heal the Bay. Learn more at healthebay.org.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Peninsula Perspectives. I'm Liz Brown Swanson as we continue on our journey to have a year review and look back on what happened in our community in 2009. It's wonderful to have here with me two reporters from our community that know everything that's going on. They are I keep calling them the dynamic duo, Pat and Frank Brown. Great to have you back in studio. Society editor for the PV News, reporter for the PV News, but also an amazing couple.
Thank you, Liz.
And we're going to talk about all the fun stories you get to cover, all the exciting stories, but I just want to start, because I have had you on the show numerous times. Yes. I don't think I've ever asked, actually, how you came to work together at the PV News.
Well, it's a really long story, but a wonderful story. There was a magazine that was published on the peninsula called the Palos Verdes Social Review. Then people complained that the word social was in the title, so we changed it to the Palos Verdes Review. Frank and I were doing it together. Then there was an opening at the PV News for a society photographer and reporter. Frank took that job, and then very soon after that, I joined him. But I must say, I've learned just about everything I know about working at a newspaper from my husband.
Yes, he's good. And when did you start at the PV News? You've been on board
about 15 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've seen the paper come a long way.
And I had worked with the paper too in supplying them with stories from places like the Art Center. I was on the board up there for about 7 years, and other organizations. So the people at the newspaper knew me, and it seemed like a natural.
Well, everyone knows the Browns. You're part of this community. You brought your kids up here. You're involved, and
well, Liz, I think that's a great opportunity for us. That we have a huge advantage that we live here. Mm-hmm. So that's why we know so many people, so many groups.
We've got your wonderful page sitting here, the Society page of the PV News. I go to there first, I have to admit. See, you can see who's who, who's doing what. And we were talking earlier about the slogan, a community making a difference in the lives of others. That's right there, the front of the page, every time you open it. What is that about to you?
That's basically what we do. We cover all of the nonprofits. And that's a privilege for us to be able to tell the story of the generosity of people and groups on this hill, the things that they do. A lot of people who don't live in Palos Verdes do not understand what PV people are all about. You know?
I like the fact that it's called the Society page with a capital S, but it should be called Society with a lowercase s.
Why is that?
Because society, I think, with the uppercase S makes you think of people wearing fur coats and tiaras and diamonds, but we really talk to the people with the lowercase s who are volunteering, giving their time,
This is
their
very
expertise.
grassroots efforts going on here, and there's so many organizations, like you say, to do so many great things. I think there's at least 150 nonprofits. How do you pick and choose? I'm sure, you know, you can't, there's not enough days in the week to cover all the great work that's happening here. So how do you figure this out?
It's a challenge, really. It is, because we cover probably on average 2 or 3 events a week.
I was going to say a day. I feel like you're every day.
Sometimes it is, right?
My standard joke is, though, that Pat will be at one and I'll be at another, and the second question people ask is, where's Pat?
Right.
And so we split up just for this week.
Just for the week. I love that.
No, we try, but we can't cover all of the events. That's because we're only publishing, as you've already explained, we're only doing it once a week now.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some of the exciting stories you've got to cover in 2009 and things that are really memorable to you both?
There are lots and lots of stories. One that I think that I saw you with was The Power of Pink, that Providence Little Company of Mary had. That was exciting because Meredith Baxter was the keynote speaker, and it brought in more than 500 women with different workshops. So that was a big highlight for the community. And then there's a group called the Little Sisters of the Poor, which is based in San Pedro, but I'd say 95% of the women who belong to that auxiliary are from the Hill. So this year, this was very exciting. The Little Sisters were founded by the foundress Jeanne Jugan. She was canonized in Rome in October, and then there was a mass at Mary Star of the Sea, which is in San Pedro, but again, these were Peninsula people who attended. And then there was a special mass said by our Cardinal Mahoney. So that was a very special highlight.
And we're giving a special gift to the Little Sisters of the Poor. We're going to put that story in on the day before Christmas, give them a Christmas present.
Nice.
These are an unusual group of women. They take care of the elderly, sick, poor people in the community. And when they don't have enough money, they go out, and actually it's a part of their, not their preaching, but the part of their belief. They go out and they beg downtown. It's a very unusual group.
And we don't want to forget about the Palos Verdes Art Center, because that's our cultural tie with the community. And they have so many different fundraising groups, the Circle, the Associates. They have homes tours, they have art shows, they have classes. The Norris Theater.
Right.
Lots of great things,
there.
and I know you cover a lot of things for the Norris. So now there's going to be a new building that's going to be dedicated.
And